higher voltage.
Yes, sir. We back with another episode. We got a very, very special guest in here today, Mr. Fentz. What's good, my brother? You already know. How you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Thanks for having me, homie.
You already know, man. Today we kicking it over here at Audio Vision Studios. It's an honor to chop it up with Mr. Fentz. So how you doing?
Man, just taking it day by day. As you know, we acquired Audio Vision a few years ago. It took a long time to renovate this building. We're about a good 80% done.
Right.
And so now I'm getting ready to get back to my creative side, because the last 2-3 years, I had to focus on getting the house ready. So now that we're here, we're ready to work, bro.
So let's take them back a little bit.
How far back you want to go?
Not too far back. I just want to know what got you in the music industry. Like, what got you inspired to become a music exec?
Oh, man, just like any young kid, growing up in the hood, it's either, back in the days, the only way out is either through sports or entertainment.
Right.
So I always loved music since I was a kid, man. And hip-hop was... from the time I was born in Haiti, so from the time I
shout out to all the Zoes out there.
Yeah, so from the time I came to America, man, as a kid, I fell in love with hip hop. I fell in love with everything about it, the essence, the music, the style, the vibe. I was in New York for a little while with my pops, and I just wanted to. I'm like, this is what I want to do, and it like sucked my soul. And from junior high school, came down to Miami, and I didn't know that that was going to be my future, to be honest with you. But it became my passion. Every day I'm beatboxing. I fell in love with the culture.
Right, the whole hip hop.
Yeah, man. The whole, LL Cool J, Big Daddy Kane, Run DMC, those eras back then as a kid, bro. And in New York, oh man.
That's everything, yeah.
That's everything. So, so I fell in love with the whole culture, and it just sucked my soul, and I've been stuck in it ever since.
Just like Radio Raheem, like you can't go nowhere without your radio.
Yeah, can't go nowhere without your radio. Yeah.
Facts.
You know what I mean?
So right now we got 50 years of hip hop just passed not too long ago, and I wanted to know what was the first time you realized I got an ear for music and I'm going to look into finding talent.
Like I said before, it was just a hobby for me. From high school, beatboxing, especially when I came back to Miami, I was going to NMB for high school, and we look forward to writing a new rap every day going back to school so you could challenge somebody. But it was a hobby for me, really. It was all within my soul. It was in my blood. And after high school, I'm like, what do I do in my life? So I wanted to try to do something, but I didn't know exactly what. But luckily I met, 4, group of friends that had the same mutual goals, and we started banding together. As luck would have it, we started being managed by this one guy. This is where I met Track, Tech, Gorilla Tech, Shay, and Chap. And then, we formed a team. We became the committee. Okay, so, shout
out to the committee. Everybody's still doing their thing.
Yeah, man. So we was like young boys, man, didn't know what the hell we were doing. But we was just like, man, we didn't give a shit. We just going for it all.
But it turns out y'all knew what y'all was doing, because y'all end up being on the right path.
With God's grace and guidance, man. Because truthfully, back then, we didn't know what the hell.
Yeah, y'all was freelancing.
We was freelancing. We just knew we all had something in us, and we had something to say.
Which was the passion for music.
And that was the passion for music. And we, everything else was happening around us on the streets and all that kind of stuff. Because, we in the hood, so everything else that was happening around us was just noise. We just knew that we had I never seen 4 young men to have such a focus on the future and trying to get it. And that's what they inspired in me. And they kind of raised me, to be honest with you. So everything that I am today is because of the community.
So I want to speak on that determination that you got from your brothers in the brotherhood. Because I want to also know, how important is it to have brotherhood in the business sometimes?
Oh, man, very, very important. Because really, this game, you can't do it all by yourself, you know what I'm saying? There's no I in team. So, and I learned that at a young age with the guys, because we all had our specialty, if you will, our superpower, and we all just connected like Voltron. Again, just by the grace of God, because honestly, I can't say none of us knew that what we were trying to do was the right path, but we just felt that it was the right thing to do. And we all just had each other's back like nothing else.
Okay, so the film industry, let's leave the music for a little while. Let's talk about how you put out your first movie, Bloodline.
Bloodline. All right, so we had Iconz, in 2001. We released our biggest record, Get Crunked Up.
I remember
and then we dropped the remix featuring Lil Kim, which it didn't. The right around our height, our success. You know, like any group, man. I mean, I have to have write a tell book about this.
Yeah, documentary or something.
Yeah, because people always asking me, yo, whatever happened to the team? You know, it's just everything that could have went wrong started just derailing right at the height of our success.
Most definitely, because that record was the biggest record in Florida for like 3 summers straight.
My man, so right before we got the chance to really take off, the wheels started falling off. You know what I'm saying?
And when you say wheels falling off, is that the group breaking up and differences?
Well, yeah, the most prominent and most important person in the group was Chapter.
Okay.
So for those of y'all who know Chapter, he was like kind of like the Jay-Z of the team.
Most definitely.
Of Rockefeller, if you will. You know what I'm saying? So he got saved.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He didn't.
Okay, yeah, because I think I heard one of his records on the radio, 99 Gems, one day. He said he got 100 Bibles on his dresser.
Yeah, he's on that page. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? So he got saved and he came to me at the height of our career, man. He's like, yo, man, I can't do this no more.
Right.
So like there was a shock to me, but when your main man, your star quarterback,
Right.
you know what I'm saying, decides to depart the team.
Right, you got to go searching again.
Man, it's hard to recover from that. You know what I'm saying? And especially all everybody knew at the time was get crunked up, get crunked up, get crunked up. So it kind of like took a wind out of our sail, and you could see that dejected the whole team, also along with the artist that was counting on him to be there.
Okay, and that track, who created that beat?
Get Fucked Up was the super producer, Gorilla Tech.
Gorilla Tech, shout out Tech, man. For real, man. I just had to let the viewers out there know, man. If you ain't from Florida, Dade County, Gorilla Tech, man.
I mean, yeah, you did. And then from that, I mean, Gorilla Tech, man, I mean, for those who don't know, just not to get off the subject, but I got to give him his flowers because the dude, people like to call him like a Miami producer, but not realize how much weight what that really means to the whole culture of Miami. Because he's been producing from when the kid was like 16 years old doing, I think his first record was Nasty Dance with Disco Rick.
Okay, shout out Disco Rick, that's that throwback. Yeah.
He was a kid at the time producing with Disco Rick, and then, did a couple of joints with Uncle Luke, and by the time me and, him and the committee were teamed up, he did Iconz, did the Gramo, did Ballgrezy, did Jackie O, did Trick Daddy, did, you know what I'm saying? Like, so every new artist that passed through the pathway of Miami music that became something, Gorilla Tech had a, Drum Majorz.
Hands in their sound.
Had a say in it, so.
Drum Majorz, yeah.
Yeah, so shout out to Tech, man. Like, Miami owes dude a lot without even knowing it.
Right.
But, but one day, like we said, when we have the documentary out, stuff like that.
Most definitely.
I'm sure, people will be like, damn, a lot of unknown facts will be
Most definitely, because Gorilla Tech had a few of Ballgrezy first hits too. Sean on Deck, all of those records.
So, again, I didn't answer the question, the Bloodline, but I'll get back to that in a second. When Iconz, went out, it took a couple of years for us to recover.
Right.
Then we went on and that's when I transitioned into the movie. But music is still that's my kryptonite. So I went, I found this kid, Ball Grum at the time.
Yeah.
Shout out to Green. His sister really, dared me to sign him. And when I met him, I gave him a couple of, at that time, I think we were doing a commercial for Nike, I think. I had a project to do for Nike, and I just tested him. I'm like, yo, if you think, because he came in already, knowing like he's a shit actor. So I'm like, yo, if you think you're that, here's a beat. Let me see what you can do on it. I got this commercial for Nike, whatever. And he came in 15 minutes later, he's like, yo, I'm ready. You ready for what? He's like, I'm ready to go. I'm like, oh, word? So he went in the booth, did his thing, and knocked it out. I gave him another assignment, he knocked it out, another one. just tested him. And then he was the truth, man, from early. And I'm like, and I fell in love with his sound since then. I'm like, damn, the kid could really write.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, but we were still trying to figure out what he was going to be.
Right.
And then, a couple of months down the line, after when I finished doing Bloodline, I'm like, yo, my man, you ready to go?
Right.
He's like, yeah, I've been waiting for this day, so.
Because there was a few artists that you put in Bloodline. You had Southern Boy, Ballgrezy, R.I.P. Toro.
Toro. Yeah, I mean, man, listen, man. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Like, it's like every time sometimes I feel like, man, this is crazy, dude. Because like, every time we almost get there to touch the finish line, something always occur.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that derails us. With that team, we had Southern Boy, who was Coke at the time, very popular in the Bloodline movement.
Most definitely.
And he was very potent on it with his records and shit like that. Like really, his penmanship was severe. Toro had the streets on lock.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and Ballgrezy was the, new.
Yeah, he played the,
he was a new fresh sound.
Right.
So we had those trio there. I was trying to build the new G Unit of the South.
Most definitely.
That's exactly what I was trying to do.
Mm-hmm.
We were coming, bro. And then Toro, God bless his dead, you know what I'm saying?
Rest in peace, Toro.
He was unfortunately taken from us. We're still reeling from that till this day, you know what I'm saying? So, and then that took a little bit of wind of our sail again.
Again, yeah.
Yeah, and then we took a little while to recover from that. And then, then it was Ballgrezy's turn, and we produced the Sean record. Fast forward to I'm the Shit, and then, just never look back.
Most definitely.
Just kept going.
I'm the Shit, that was with Ballgrezy and Ace Hood?
Briscoe and Ace Hood, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, shout out to Briscoe, shout out to Ace Hood. Yeah, that record became like a legendary street, legendary record, and every good thing must come to an end. Mm-hmm. So our relationship with Ballgrezy kind of ruptured a little bit for a little bit, because every time success comes again, like I said, there's always something that comes in, and then a lot of chatter around the whole situation occurs, and it's always love and respect, though. Right. You know what I mean? So, the kid has gone on to create some magical, phenomenal records, and I'm just glad to sit back and say, man, like almost feel like a proud dad or uncle.
Yeah, you was a part of the
I'm just
beginning.
sitting back like, damn, I knew it.
Right.
Sometimes it's because in the beginning, I was trying to sell in 08, 07.
Right.
I was trying to sell Ballgrezy to a couple, not sell them, but trying to talk them up to a couple of powers that be, a couple of gatekeepers, and niggas was like, Fentz, I don't know. I got a lot of that.
Right.
But you always get that, you know what I'm saying? So I don't blame cats for doubting the situation. They just didn't see it. But I saw something with the kid, you know what I'm saying? And then believe it or not, it's crazy, Grease. I fought with him for a little bit in the beginning to sing.
Right. And now he
because he was just about that penmanship.
Right.
He wanted to be that, and he was
lyricist,
that.
With the rapping.
He had it, man. The kid had it. When I'm hearing him singing in those melodic shit, I'm like, this is you right there. So for a while, it was like, I can't say that like it was my call, but I was like really fighting with him to like really,
tap into the singing.
Into that, yeah.
So now that you've been in the game, being an entrepreneur and a business owner for a long time, a few years now, I wanted to know, like, what's the biggest myth about the music business industry or, film industry?
Oh, man.
Because, they see Fentz and they see you a part of so many different things, and, people make up myths about good or bad. What's some of the biggest myths?
Just in every industry does good and bad.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And you got to take the good and the bad. The one thing I've learned, in the industry, like doing this for so long, is that Jay-Z said it best, man. This is a thankless game for real.
Right.
If the artist pops off, you bust your ass, you spend all your money, sleepless nights to get an artist going, and if they do pop off, they were supposed to because they hot.
Right.
You could do the same, put in the same energy. This artist don't pop off, you just don't know what you're doing.
Right.
So it's just and I had to learn it the hard way. After a while, I used to take that and take it very personal.
Right.
And it used to weigh on me. But as time goes on, you learn to that is the way of the game.
So how you deal with that, like being so accessible to run a business, and you got to deal with the mental. How does you deal with the mental part of it, like just keeping a balance and not letting certain things get to you with business or friendships or partners?
Well, I had to learn. It took a while for me to. Sometimes I guess with age, wisdom. You start to gain a lot of wisdom, and start to see things for what they are. Because in my younger years, I used to take all this stuff very personal. All the artists used to be like, damn, my nigga, this is business. Why you take this so personal? Why is this so personal? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you got to deal with so much emotion. And I try to tell cats, the thing is that it looks like it's easy, from afar. But this game right here takes a lot out of you.
Right.
Besides the fact that it takes a lot of your time that you can never, ever get back. Like my first daughter, she's in D.C. right now. my relationship with her could have been a little better, and I'm not trying to blame this game for it, but I spent so much time in her younger years. Like, I was a weekend dad. Like, I get her and then just drop her off to my wife because I'm in the studio all day and trying to chase it. And me and the guys, we were so tunnel driven, and that's all I cared about was the success, getting there. And my whole thing, man, I'll make it up to her one day. I'll make it up to her one day.
Right.
And sometimes that day doesn't come, or sometimes it doesn't come fast enough.
Right.
And most often, by the time you think you try to get there, the child is already like, you know, now you like, get out of here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
If it ain't got out of here, it's just more like it feel like it came and went.
Nah, man, it's already came and went. And by the time you trying to make up for it, she's trying to hang with her friends now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? She's 18, 19,
she's meeting new people in her business career.
And trying to really get her life going.
Right.
And that's when dad, like, yo, let's go to the movies. Like, huh? You know, so I lost a lot with her. You know what I'm saying? So if there's one thing that I'm kind of regretful on, and I wish I could do back over, was to make some time, balance it out, make some time still for my child, for my daughter, for my wife, and you know, but you let those things pass because you're thinking, okay, all that matters is the success. Because once you get everything right,
you gonna show them love and
that's all that's gonna matter.
Right.
But truthfully, your kids, man, they don't care about none of that shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? All they care about is, man, my dad was there. He always showed up. But I tried my best to be at every recital, at every function, at every
most definitely
those that I could make. You know what I'm saying, to the school, but it was not enough. And I think it kind of ruptured and had a little bit of, caused a little friction slightly between how I see our relationship could have been and should have been. So when the guys ask you why it should take it so personal, man, you gave a lot for this.
Right.
I gave a lot for you.
Right. And
sometimes that doesn't
get compensated and compromised.
No, but it's not even that. It's not even respected.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, they're not seeing that. You know what I'm saying? Besides the fact that time, like I said, is the most important thing. Because money, you can always make it back.
Right.
But also, I'm working, you know, trying to get money to invest back into you, into our dream. Because it's yours and mine. At the end of the day, I see something in you and I want to invest in it. And you put your hard-earned money into somebody, and then it's not like, my man Fentz, man, I appreciate that, bro. Like, sometimes all it takes is a appreciation notice from somebody.
Not somebody making you feel like you had to do it because I got talent. Or I got all the talent, you had to do that. Yeah, I understand. All the difference.
So when somebody like, okay, you know, well, you were supposed to. Nigga, no, I was not. Because the little money that I'm earning for myself, I could be living much better for my family, or just go waste it on on me.
Right.
But, you know, because it's like, the music industry is like fucking taking a bunch of money and just throw that shit in the wind.
It is.
It doesn't come back and there's no guarantees. So I'm taking a chance on you. So, you know, all I would ask you to do is just respect and appreciate that chance, because it's a gamble. But a lot of artists don't get that. And so if you're asking about myths, I think there's some myth, but there's some truth to that as well. And I wish that they would. But at a younger age, it used to bother me. Nowadays, it's just business, and you got to try to learn to deal with it.
I wanted to piggyback off that. Do you think you know a reason why artists are so ungrateful these days? Not to bash artists, because I'm an artist myself, but I just want to know, like, I want to get into your thought process of being somebody who always pushed artists and not been an artist. Why are artists sometimes so
You know what?
ungrateful?
I heard somebody say one time, and it's very true, like, it's fame is not loyal to no one.
Right.
Sometimes the artist just can't help it. You got somebody, you've been struggling. Well, first of all, to be an artist, you got to feel like you the shit. So there's some kind of ego that comes with that.
Right.
So that just comes with the territory.
Right.
Because you got to have some kind of ego to feel like my shit don't stink, I'm the hottest shit out here.
Right.
So it starts with that already.
Right.
But if that could be just understood but kept in the right manner, where it's like, okay, you have to feel that to sell yourself to the fans and the people that gotta buy your records, they gotta buy you.
Right.
But you don't have to sell me.
Right.
You know, because I believed in you is the reason why we're here.
Well, from my standpoint, even though I'm not a follower, I'm a leader, but I do believe that artists, like 70% of the time, artists be around people, and when they be around different people and they making them feel like, oh man, you doing all this by yourself, you don't need them, you could have been, I think that be the part, because once somebody put that battery pack in your back and make you know that you don't need somebody or feel like you don't need somebody, then you look at the other person like, damn, what is they really doing for
But you know what though? Every single artist that hears this, word of caution. Just think. All I ask you guys to do is try to think back of the days when you didn't,
Right.
when they weren't.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Nobody was saying this until somebody put in their time and energy and money into trying to help build what we got going on today. 10 months ago is different, 2 years ago is different, now all of a sudden, this person who's been riding for you is no longer worthy.
Right.
And to me, yeah, there's a disconnect and there's a problem with that.
Right.
The only thing I ask every artist to do is just try to think back of the days when those calls and those conversations were going to happen.
Right.
When the only person that believe in you is the person that you hearing all the chattering about right now.
Most definitely.
So, but, you know, a lot of times that's not the case. But, you know, and it's hard too. I know what I'm saying is almost sound like a little bit unrealistic.
Right.
To ask the artist to, you know, try to think and reflect on your behalf. You know, that's kind of like a...
I feel like it could be done. Sometimes the artist just got to check themselves first. If you're willing to check yourself and be like, I'm going to check myself and be humble about, you know, and see what happens, give somebody the benefit of the doubt instead of like, you know, writing them off. Because people quick to write you off.
Yes, and I'm not going to say that's impossible, but that's kind of like wishful thinking though.
Right.
Because...
There's still a few out here. There's
a few. I'm sure. There's a
so
few.
you even my homeboy Lotto worked with you. He a good dude, and y'all had a great relationship.
Yeah, man. I mean, Lotto. Speaking of Lotto, man, you know, yes, you're right. He's one of those guys that definitely have always had my back. Have always been loyal toward, you know, what we're trying to do. And my biggest regret was not seeing him fulfill his dreams to the fullest capacity.
Right.
Because I swear, man, there was a moment that I thought he was going to go.
Right.
You know,
we did a good job though. We did a lot of tours.
Yeah,
we performed a lot of different states.
Yeah, some great records, man. Like, listen, man, Lotto is one of my
best project, best artist work with. Yeah, facts.
You know what I'm saying? If anybody ever get a chance to go listen to the
Winning
Ticket album, man.
Young Lotto.
It's one of them joints that was before its time. Yeah, the production on there. Shout out to Mike V.
Mike V.
They had just a chemistry at that moment that, man, when you hear it, you could feel, it's like every record. You know, it's hard nowadays to have a album full of quality, really good songs and that hit the club, that hit the emotions, that hit the spots in every area. That one is
it was so many they ain't know what to choose. Yeah, I put like 17 on there. So I want to ask you one more question before we get to our next segment. What was your biggest moment in your career?
A couple of real serious moments in industry-wise.
Right.
That stuck with me was the Get Crunk Up record.
Right.
That was my first like, wow, this is what this feels like. When after the concert, the Cash Money concert at Cristal, we grinded for like 6 to 8 months to get that record, you know, taken off. The club was packed, and the DJ Griot played Get Crunked Up, and to see the crowd, the club just
Shout out
went
DJ Griot.
completely nuts with the bartenders dancing on the bar, waving they damn,
Going
taking off their
crazy.
clothes,
Yeah, throwing it, twirling.
And yeah, I remember James from Slick Salt, who was by the DJ booth. He like, man, Fentz, you did that, boy. Yeah, you got that. We got that one. You know, in that moment, we've all felt it collectively as a team, as a Miami, as the movement. You just felt that. I got goosebumps, man, like talking about it. And it was that moment that I just knew that that record was gonna go, because we struggled for so long to get that popping. That was one of those moments. Also, and shortly after, the call from Little Kim,
New York,
to get on the record was, you know, because Little Kim was Little Kim at that time.
Yeah, and that's a lot of
she
regions too.
She was Queen Bee at that time. So to get on that record, just discussing it and have her wanting to participate and you know, be a part of that movement, that meant a lot to me. I never got a chance to really thank her, man, to let her know how much that meant, because months prior I was trying to get Trina on the song.
Right.
You know, I went to Ted Lucas and I was trying to beg him to get her on the record before it took off. like heavy, and I went through a lot, but we couldn't get her on it, and I'm like, okay, because Trina was then doing her
Lit
thing
too. She was lit too. Yeah.
You know, she was doing her thing, and I wanted Trina on that record bad. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah, because she's from the crib.
Yeah, because she's from the crib.
But that's even major too, to pass all those regions from Florida and all them states to end up at the top.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, but it just worked that way because Kim came to the club, saw what was happening, and she got, you know, she
was
got
ready,
sold from like, wow, this gotta be a movie.
Record, yeah.
So that moment to me was great. Another moment is when Bloodline, when I'm sitting in the audience, the freaking the patio, I mean, the whole theater's packed with 500 people outside, can't get in to see the movie, and then watching the reaction of the crowd. Some of the parts that was funny, they got up and laughed. Some of the parts that was harsh, they felt the moment. I seen one of my young associate friend got up and left at the end crying because when Nate got killed, and she took that emotionally. She like, I felt that. I'm like, damn. So watching it's like, it's almost like every part, the mark that we wanted to hit was felt. That night was one of those most magical nights. And then watching, you know, me and the team is like, we did it. You know what I'm saying? We did something for Miami, and Miami came out, you know what I'm saying, to celebrate the movie and really took into it. So that was really a great moment, you know, for us. So I mean, in this industry, man, I've had, you know, God's been very good, man. I've had some really great blessing doing what we do, from music production to film, and now having, you know, taken the ownership of Audio Vision Studios. This is the next, you know, continuation of the legacy.
Most definitely, man. So y'all stay tuned, man. If you want to book a studio session at Audio Vision, y'all link up with Fentz. Y'all get at them. This higher voltage, man. We're going to get back to y'all in another segment, man. Y'all stay tuned.
Higher voltage.
Yes, sir. You already know we back from a commercial break. I got a real special guest in here, Fentz. What's happening?
Yo, what's good?
So we was just touching on basis about some of the biggest moments, and I seen you through an event at the studio Audio Vision, and you had a couple big special guests pull up. Like,
oh man, how could I forget that? Yeah, that was legendary.
Right.
Man. So Art Basel last year, we did a nice grand opening of the facility to introduce the new ownership and the new group to the marketplace.
Right.
And but we also wanted to take notice to Betty Wright, who was the fabric of this building right here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a Florida singer, right?
Yeah, she was signed here. You know, Miss Wright was signed here. She had so many legendary records like No Pain, No Gain. I mean, countless to name. But I knew she worked with Khaled before she passed.
Right.
And I knew they had a strong bond and respect for one another.
Most definitely.
So we reached out to Khaled and asked him to, you know, to come in and commemorate that moment with us. And he didn't even think twice. He's like, yo, let me know the time.
Shout out DJ Khaled for pulling up, man.
Yeah, shout out to my man Lex as well for, you know,
Lex Promotions.
To making the whole thing happen. And yeah, man, so, you know, so Khaled came through, graced the building for us. And also CeeLo Green came in and did a magical performance. Right. You know what I'm saying? So, and this is something we doing every year. So we actually planning the next Art Basel weekend right now. It's Thursday, December 5th, taking place 7 o'clock. Reserve your spot. We will have that. It's like I said, it's a private event for Art Basel. So I'm looking forward to this year.
Right.
I don't want to say the guests that we have going on right now.
Yeah, just stay tuned.
Just know it's gonna be legendary.
Right.
Like, do you think last year was good?
It's gonna even be crazier.
This year, man, God is good, man. I must say, you know, because every time we reach out to someone, you know, to participate, it's never a question. So Miami's gonna be very happy of the new guests we have for this Art Basel industry affair. So it's December 5th. Y'all look out for that. But I had to give a shout out to Khaled though, real talk. He definitely made our night. I could, you know, just because remembering Khaled from when he started, from way back in the days, to see where he's at now. I can't say enough about the dude. I'm so proud of him, what he's accomplished, and he's one of the hardest working person that I know. And I haven't seen him in so long until that night, actually.
Most definitely.
But it was like as if we seen each other the day before. It was all love. It was all like, you know what I'm saying? It was really, really dope, man. So Khaled, thank you for that, by the way.
Most definitely. And I heard you say something else you wanted to start putting in full effect at Audio Vision was the Music Mondays.
Now I'm moving on to the future, right? Since I've been kind of like dormant for the past few years, you know, rebuilding and putting Audio Vision back together, it's finally, like I said, we're about 80% there.
Right.
So now I'm getting ready to get in my creative mode again. Like get the juices back flowing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like this
Start
music.
putting out
Now y'all know this music shit, man. It's like it grabs a hold of you.
Yeah.
Like crack. You know what I'm saying? You just can't
It just
help
keep
it.
calling me, man.
Just keep calling me straight.
Like
Pookie.
Pookie.
You know what I'm saying? But so what I wanted to do is you know, things are changing, man. So, you know, marketing's not the same no more, music not the same no more. Things have changed a lot in the industry. But what I wanted to do is try to bring fun back into the game, a little bit of music. You know, having a good time, partying, you know, laughing, drinking, chilling, family time, whatever. And I wanted to really open up the floodgates to collab with artists around the world, because the internet nowadays have connected all of us.
Most
you know
definitely.
what I'm saying? Right now, you don't have to be from Miami to have a record with an artist.
Most
you know,
definitely.
you know what
To
I'm saying?
network,
So you know,
yeah.
you could network. So what I'm trying to do, what I'm doing now, so I have a partnership, distribution partnership deal with Sony Orchard, right?
Okay.
So through my distribution fanatic. So what I want to do, starting Monday, September 16th, and every Monday after that, I'm gonna do Drum Majorz Pick of the Week, where I introduce a beat that, you know, that I feel like, you know, that I would like to work on and collab with any artist that's out there.
Right.
So any artist, it could be a singer, it could be a rapper, it could be a, you know, reggaeton artist, it could be a Punjabi artist. It doesn't matter. Like, whatever it is, there's gonna be some days I'm gonna, you know, come out with just different tracks that it might not be a hip hop, it might not be a gangster, it might not be an R&B, it might be just something different.
It might sound like
It
you're
might be
still
a-
going to have some albums, DJ Fentz.
It might be not, man. So it might
I don't
be,
know, you
Nah,
got 10 of those
listen.
songs back to back from those Monday weeks.
Nah, let me tell you something. Because I have because I have everything, right? We have all the pieces.
Right.
So why not use it just for a greater good? Instead of just, now mind you, it starts with home first. I would love to, you know, collab with some Miami artists. I think Miami's wide open right now, and it's about that time that we come back and earn our place in the music space.
Most definitely.
Because I you know, like when you just talked about the 50 years of hip hop, it was kind of like a bittersweet kind of thing for me.
Right.
Because I didn't feel like Miami artists was enough part of the celebration.
But does it really matter if we don't get the credit if we know Uncle Luke was the first person who had the band from USA and he broke the
but
ice
you know what? And even
stuff
he
like
doesn't get as much.
that? Yeah, he don't get his credit. But
know
does
what
it
I'm
matter if you know deep down
After a
inside?
while, it does matter.
After a while?
Because if that's because think about it. If it doesn't matter, then why does the Grammy exist? You know what I'm saying? Why the Billboard? Why does award shows exist? The reason why these shows exist is because you want to be recognized by your peers.
Right.
To say, yo, he did a great thing. So yeah, Uncle Luke did a great thing.
Most definitely.
You know what I'm saying? He bared the cross for us musically to be able to put the parental advisory.
Right.
And people want to sweep that under the rug. Like, nah, we need to respect that.
Right.
So to me, Luke is like the.
Yeah, he top tier. He like the first one.
To me, he's like the Russell Simmons of Miami
course.
to me.
I totally
of
agree.
music, not even Miami, of music to me. And he should be regarded in the same light because it was in the same era. Russell was in the North doing his thing, struggling and building Def Jam and so forth. And Uncle Luke was down here
Most definitely.
building a completely different sound that was unheard of. Mm-hmm. And you know how hard it is to create a new
And
sound?
I feel
bro?
like he carried the group with Too Loud Crew, and he the first person who brought me Trick Daddy. I would have never heard about Trick Daddy if it wasn't for that
he
verse
brought
that
you-
Trick Daddy
dude,
put on there.
He brought you many other than that.
Most
Dude, I
definitely.
mean, he inspired him. Started Pitbull.
Pitbull.
You know. I mean, Pitbull himself will
Will tell you this, yeah.
Will tell you this. Those are facts, man. So these things to me, they need to be recognized.
Most definitely.
And so when we are celebrating, 50 years of hip hop, Miami has something to say too.
Most definitely.
Like, I remember how I would always go back to 1993, 94, I think the year was when Outkast was at
Yeah.
on the Source Award.
Yeah, Andre
and
said, "The
and
South
Andre
got
was
say."
like, all I know is the South got something to say.
Most definitely.
So you got damn right, Miami. You got something to say, bro.
Facts.
Like we've done enough work that we should be, we put our place in history.
Most
You know
definitely.
what I'm saying? So we all are still striving to get our respect, and that's what I do it for to some degree. Because even me, at a much lower scale than Uncle Luke and Khaled and all these guys have done it, they've done it on a real serious scale. But I try to add my piece of what I can contribute to the game.
Most definitely.
You know what I'm saying? I try to get different artists from Miami to put them out there. I tried to get, I'm producing a film. I put all, whoever
Upcoming talents in it.
upcoming talent into the movie to get a chance to be seen and heard. So me and my partner, along with my partner Gorilla Tech, we've produced a lot of artists from Miami because we want to like they were talking about the juke sound back in the days in 2008, 2009. We had an era where you had, Ballgrezy, Black Dada, Deslock, Busta Free. Like there was so many of us at the moment, but that was the moment that, just like West Coast back in the days had the West Coast sound, and the West Coast themselves made the rest of the world feel it.
Shout out Warren G.
Okay,
so
but they made the world
Yeah.
feel it.
Yeah.
That was the time for Miami to stand up and make Miami and make the world feel us.
Right.
And I think we failed on that. You know what I'm saying? And it just, and it's just crazy, man, because so many great records, so many good artists come out of Miami, and sometimes it gets to whatever level, but because of the lack of fan support and other factors too,
Right.
But it just doesn't get the proper push and where it needs to. Where we all been crying about this for the longest, where an artist who probably have less equivalency from Atlanta or somewhere,
Right.
but the structure is there, where they release a record, it gives an opportunity to get exploited to the best of its ability.
Right.
And I feel like we lack that sometimes. But what I'm trying to do now, moving on to the future, I'd like to open the floodgates,
Right.
to collab with every artist around the globe.
Right.
Because I want to, sometime I may just want to the New Music Monday might be an EDM record.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it ain't just rap.
But it ain't
just
just
hip hop. It ain't
Well,
just
R&B,
No,
it's
no,
everything.
no. It's everything. I want to be able to throw on an Afro beat, maybe get an artist from Africa or I'm somewhere, the Caribbeans, whatever,
Most
from
definitely.
Haiti on it. But I'm looking for hot records. I want to do hot collabs every week, and then the artist could just DM. We'll send the records and we'll pick the whatever best collab from that, and maybe sometimes. It might be just taking an artist from Colombia with an artist from, New York, and an artist from Africa and an artist from Argentina. You know what I'm saying? Just whoever can treat the record the best,
Right.
we'll just put it together and just release it and just give an opportunity for other artists to be heard through the Sony distribution partnership.
And before we get out of here, I usually like to ask my guests to say something like advice or any morals that you would like to give to another up-and-coming music exec or somebody younger who want to get into the music industry. Like any advice or any thoughts that, you would like to tell them before we leave tonight?
What I would say, dog, is just whatever you're trying to do, stay true to it. Be honest with yourself, and be willing to put in the work. Well, I forgot who said this quote. There's no such thing as a free lunch.
Right. Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like people have to understand, like, you want to whatever you're trying to realize in life, it's not gonna be, it's not a sprint, it's a marathon.
Yeah.
You got to be willing to put in the work, take your time, be true and be honest, and and build with good people too, man.
Yeah.
Build with good people. Like I want to, even till right now, still I'm looking to, build with different individuals to help grow my business and help grow what they're trying to do as well. Because none of us here can do this thing by ourselves.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? This industry, man, takes a whole village. You know what I'm saying? Take a team, hardworking individual. I'm thankful that I've been blessed with so many great people around me for the last 20, 25 years.
Most definitely.
People see me up front, like you here interviewing me, maybe giving me a lot of credit for some things that
Right.
you think I've done.
Right.
But truthfully, is the army of people that God has blessed me with
Yeah.
in the past.
The people
few
who
years.
they don't see all the
That
time
you
when you the
don't
man in the
see.
forefront, but the
Yeah,
behind the
yeah,
scenes
man,
thing.
it's very true.
And that's true,
bro.
because I remember when I first met you at the studio, man, y'all had like 30 employees. And y'all signed like, well, not signed, but y'all gave like 15 artists an opportunity to be like a top 5 artist in the team.
100%,
So
you know what I'm saying? And
that's
we like
major.
diversity. We like to try to, you know, and I'm looking to do that again. So
Okay.
this right here, Audio Vision, is the reason I got into this, because I wanted to make a one-stop shop.
Most definitely.
Where the artists can come here and record their music, get the record mixed, and if they want to opt in, we would also help with the distribution of it through the Sony and Orchard partnership.
Yeah, man. So it's been an honor, man. Fentz, thank you for coming through, man. You already know we at Audio Vision Studios, man. Y'all tap in if y'all want to book y'all session or get any type of other promotions done with Audio Vision, man. Book your studio time, man. This Higher Voltage, man. We just did a collaboration with Audio Vision. Mr. Fentz in the building. Y'all stay tuned. More episodes coming soon. Higher Voltage, man. We out.
That's what's up.
So everybody want to know, what is Higher Voltage? Well, it's a platform. We're here to offer services for every upcoming business, every music label, every business, every artist, rapper, singer. Even if you have a product or a merchandise, that's what we're here for. We're here to give you plenty episodes and plenty shows. Y'all like, subscribe, and comment. Dollar Bill 305, Higher Voltage. Let's go.
Higher voltage.